Oh man.
5-1.
Man, on to the next game, bro. That's all I
Yep.
got to say.
On to the next one. Let's get down to business.
Mhm.
Get ready for a rocky road, Eagles Nation. Let's go.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high.
Yo.
Whole crew is here.
Oh,
The whole
Simone,
crew is
don't do
here.
it, Simone. Don't melt down.
You.
Yep, the whole crew is here. So welcome to Broad Street. Welcome to episode 114. Welcome to the week 7 edition of the Birds of Broad Street. I'm your boy, Missy Miss Kukak on YouTube representing the Birds. We got my sister Simone with the sports in the building. What up, sis?
Not much. Not much is up right now, but a whole lot of G is down.
There will be some therapy session, y'all. So get ready. We got one trigger train rocking the building with a trigger.
You already know. Trigger Trey, let's get it.
Yeah, we got Smitty Eagle in the building. What up, Smitty?
It's another Monday, man. Let's ride, man. Let's ride.
And the birthday man himself, King DV. Happy birthday, King.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, just ready to talk birds, man. You know, nothing changed. You know, we got a shocking of a lifetime, but you know, it's all good, man. Let's go.
Yep. While we talking, y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and comment to the Birds of Parsley channel. All of our channels. Subscribe to me, Moan, Trigger, Smitty, and King DV. Salute the Notion King spending time with the family. So let's get down to business, y'all, because, yeah, y'all know y'all been waiting for us. We ain't going nowhere. We're still rocking these colors. The New York Jets, for the first time in 20 games, has defeated your Philadelphia Eagles 20-14. So, Mom, go ahead, start us off, sis. I know you need some therapy, so yeah.
First of all, I just want to say it's given script because, first of all, they're on Hard Knocks this season. And they've been going on and on and on and on and on and on how the Jets never beat us. The Jets never beat us. Yada, 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 yada. So the little boys get embarrassed last week. They had to level that playing field. They had to level that playing field this week. And the script had to take the Niners and the Eagles down. But script aside, that game was just heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I'm still riding with my team. I'm still riding with quarterback one. I'm still ready for this fight. You know, we in a war right now. We losing troops. We losing soldiers. You know, people is wounded right now. But the war must go on. So I'm gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead, King. Good now.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead,
man.
Trigger.
All right, so
I know you see me in here.
I mean, you know, sitting back and watching the game, then having a day to sleep on it is a different feeling. So, I mean, I felt like we were supposed to win this game for sure. I mean, everything was set up for us to win this game. It was a lot of execution and, I mean, questionable play calling that really took this game away from us because even if you look at the second half, like we dominated the first half of that game. We had our first drive, we went 18 plays and put it in the pond. That's enough to really demoralize any team that you playing against. Where you could take the ball and go 90 yards in 18 plays. We were supposed to watch the Jets, to be honest, in my opinions. Um, but on some real, Robert Saleh is a great defensive mind, bro. He made great adjustments. We didn't really adjust well to his adjustments, and I mean they stayed in this game. They basically beat us with field goals. They beat us with field goals, bro. We couldn't score a point in the second half of the game. I mean, we got outcoached. We clearly got outcoached, and it was bad because the Jets was actually missing 3 of their starting cornerbacks. So we was the air game was supposed to be our thing this week. And I mean, they did a lot of little stuff to really take away the run and force us to pass the football, which we were supposed to be good at passing the football. So I mean, I feel like the Jets came with a great game plan. They executed well, and we really didn't. And that was the outcome of the game.
Yep. Go ahead, King.
Like I said before, I think that we just played the Jets game, honestly, and then everything that could went wrong went wrong. Missed field goal, uncharacteristic missed field goal. Um, and just, our offense was not clicking at all. Even Devontae Smith was just dropping passes. That's unheard of. So everything that went wrong. It's almost like it was like a curse for us going into that stadium, and we didn't even look like the Philadelphia Eagles that we all know. We looked like a team that it wasn't even there before, like a team from London. We didn't even look like we had it all together, right? Play calling was atrocious on the offensive side of the ball. It started out good, but then it was just atrocious after that. The defense, the defense actually held us in the game. It was crazy because we were up 14-3 at one point. But they held it together, and then all of a sudden, they chose, hey, let them score. Why not try to hold them for 3 there? You can't change the past, but you can actually hold them from 3 so they could be up just 1 point. And then, I trust, our team to go down and kick a field goal, at least to pull it off. But, it is what it is. Not taking nothing away from the Jets, but that was an awful showing by the Eagles. And I know that we'll bounce back.
Smitty?
This game really is frustrating a little bit on a couple ends. Brian Johnson, Jack Driscoll, Jalen Hurts. I mean, at some point, my offensive coordinator got to give my right tackle, who's a turnstile, some type of help. He gave up too many pressures yesterday, and there was no correction. There wasn't like a put Stall there, put Goddard there, like put some help for him to be okay. It just didn't work. We had a chance to win this game. Brian Johnson, all he has to do is run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Our defense is playing so well. If he runs the ball and we punt, I think our defense can hold Zach Wilson and not getting down for a field goal. It's 14-12. It would have been an ugly win. I preferred that win over my quarterback going out there trying to put it in the air and throwing another pick. Like, I think I seen a stat where we 0-4, 0-3 when Jalen Hurts threw more than 40 times. Hey, I don't know. That was a 29th ranked defense. We didn't run the ball well. We didn't do a lot of things well, but it came down to everything on God's green earth going wrong for us for them to get a dub. So we just got to get better.
A
And
lot
for
of
me,
uncharacteristic things.
Huh?
I said a lot of uncharacteristic things happened yesterday, bro.
When Jake Elliott missed that field
They
goal, I
got
knew it was done.
a field goal that he hit 99 times out of 100.
In his sleep.
Yeah, it's like, bro, that was just made. That was made for us to lose, bro.
and for me, it's like Brian Johnson, rip that play call to shreds. Don't ever do that again. Jalen Hurts looked human. I know he'll bounce back because that's my boy. But that and the fact that when Lane Johnson got hurt, his offense didn't really look so well. Hopefully, he comes first to the Dolphins game because we really need him for that one. Defense, I love every last one of you, but offensively, I can't see that again. I can't see that again. That was not. Someone had got an echo. Moan said. So, all in all, we're 5-1. We're still
Yeah.
we're
Somebody
still
got an
on
echo.
top of the NFC and NFC East. Oh, we got a tough road, which we'll talk about in a few minutes because we got a tough road because we got the Dolphins coming up next as we look at the schedule because this was a game that we should have won because we got the Dolphins coming up, the Washington Commanders. You never know in this league. Then we got the team that's playing right now versus the Chargers, the Cowboys. Then we got the bye. Then we got Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again, and Seahawks. You should have won this game to not only get you ahead of the 49ers who also lost, but to get you ready for this Dolphins game. Because we're coming out of there, we're getting ready to play the Dolphins banged up. I mean, Lane Johnson, we got to see about him. Reed Blankenship, we got to see about him. Slay, Carter, we're basically walking into the Miami Dolphins game wounded. And that was a game we should have won because, man. So, there's that. So, let's get on and talk about Jalen Hurts, who looked human in this game. He was 28 of 45 for 280 yards, 6.2 average. I hate saying the next line, but 1 touchdown, 3 stinking interceptions, echo, 2 sacks, and a rating of 59 something. So, King, what grade would you give Jalen Hurts?
You thought it was going to change from Sunday? No, I from 1 to 10 or what? A
It's a
F.
grade now. It's a grade now.
Got you. I'm giving him a strong. I hate doing that. No, not strong. But I'm gonna give him a D plus, D minus. D minus, man. In the first couple of drives, he was getting everybody involved that he needed to get involved. It was 2 decent drives. Then, of course, that one where he was basically stiff arming somebody while throwing it, a dime to AJ Brown. That was decent. But after that, it was like we just forgot how to play football. We forgot how to play Eagles football. And it started with Jalen Hurts, and I think Jalen Hurts was just horrific after that point, man. There's no reason why we scored 14 points and that was it. We one of the best offenses in this league. So, and it starts with him. He got to make that effort. So, I'm gonna give him a D minus, man. This wasn't his best showing, but I know our quarterback will bounce back.
Smitty?
I'm gonna go with a D minus. He didn't play his best game. Probably the worst game I've seen since 2021. I mean, since he got thrown in the fire for 4 games, like this is the worst game I've seen. I'm kind of disgusted with my quarterback right now. Like, I got 3 Jalen Hurts jerseys in the closet. I'm like, damn, dog, come on, bro. You can't play like that. Like, I understand the 2 interceptions that wasn't his fault. That last one was egregious. And I done watched it a few times. To kind of see.
Moan says echo again.
Yeah.
I've been trying to see what happened, and I just can't get it. I can't see what happened. Like that man was there the whole ride. I know he held it a little bit, but after he held it, you can see that safety clear as day. Like at that point, he got to keep it. Somebody, you just gotta keep it. You gotta play a little better. So I'm gonna give him a D-, man. I mean, hopefully next week I can go back to give him A's and B's, but right now he ain't on the Dean exempt list.
Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
I'm gonna have to give Jalen an F. Jalen threw the game away. Point blank period. Threw the game away twice. Like twice. Now he can come to the office and figure out how to get reinstated. But right now he on academic probation. Now there's things he can do to rehabilitate and get back in good standing. But that was heartbreaking to see your defense that has Mekhi Garner on the field, who we never thought we would see on the field. All these boys, Reed Blankenship going out. Jalen Carter already wasn't playing. Slay getting hurt. Slay backup getting hurt. And the defense kept fighting, kept putting the ball back in your hands. You turn the ball over, the defense gets stops. It's only been one game where he hasn't turned the ball over. One game. He's had multiple, and I know one of the interceptions wasn't his fault. Whatever. That wasn't on him. It was tip ball. But it's been multiple games this season with multiple turnovers. That's just your main job, is to take care of the football, and we can't trust you to do that so far through 6 games this season. And when your defense is out there banged up, fighting, I thought this was going to be a shootout with all the injuries we had on defense. And their best corners are out. Their top corners are out. And your defense keeps putting the ball back in your hands. That's scary. That's scary. Like, that's terrifying. With a capital F for the grade.
Hold on. Before I pass it to Trey, Christopher saying y'all being harsh on the 22. Listen, y'all know how I am about Jalen Hurts. I gave him the nickname Jalen freaking Hurts. I am the guy that calls him that multiple times. He was not it this game. He wasn't. I'm giving him a D- as well. Pause. He wasn't Jalen when I needed him the most to win this game. Now, Brian Johnson got some blame as well, but he wasn't on the field. He was doing the play calling. Jalen Hurts was on the field. The 2 interceptions, like Smitty said, that wasn't on him. But that third one that led to a 20 touchdown and a 2-point conversion, that was on him. Go ahead, King DB. You actually your hand up.
So why every single time that we hold somebody accountable or say something about somebody, it seems like we're coming at them? And a lot of people sit up there and do things like this and say, "Oh, y'all being harsh." No, we holding him accountable. It's a standard now that he set. He set the standard because the vets, rookies, and everybody else follow his lead at the end of the day. And if he's not playing well, the team is not going to do well because it's only but so much that this defense can hold. Period. It was crazy how on that one drive we had 19 plays just to get 7 points. And that was still a questionable 7 points because they had to go to the booth.
Right.
So yes, we're not sitting up there like saying, is he a great quarterback or a good quarterback or whatever like that? Can he lead his team? We know he can lead his team. We just came from the Super Bowl. What we're saying is that last game was horrific, and we don't need to see no bullshit like that again. That's what we're saying. So we're the 22-2 last starts and all that. Look, we know how to count, bro. What I'm saying is, Jalen Hurts did stink the bit on Sunday. That's all.
Look at before I pass it to Trey. Look at these passing numbers versus the Jets, and tell me, are y'all going to accept this? Because I'm not.
I get what Chris saying though. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen a game like this in almost 3 years. Like,
Okay, but the
how
thing
many
is,
teams can say that about their quarterback?
But that's what we talking about, though. That's what I be saying about Eagles fans. We talking about the game that just happened.
Yeah.
Nobody saying they hate Jalen Hurts. Oh, he a horrible quarterback. He played like shit. We all seen it. Y'all saw that shit on your TV too, bro. And I'm sorry for cursing, but that shit burned me out.
Oh, you
Like,
good.
man, like you saw that same shit we seen on your TV yesterday, bro. He played like garbage. He looked like a rookie yesterday against
But it ain't all on him though. I mean,
bro. It's
it
not
ain't all on him. You can't blame one man for a loss.
That's why I'm not saying that either, though. Like, go ahead, y'all can talk.
No, go ahead, Trey. Give a grade for him.
I'm gonna give him a D. I mean, I'm cool that he did orchestrate that 90-yard drive, but the rest of the game he was like pedestrian. It's like, I mean, and I agree, Brian Johnson got to do more to help him, but how much more can you help him when they stack in the box, bro? They stack in the box. We could not run nowhere. Every running lane was filled. You gonna keep running the ball? You gonna keep running the ball? You gonna put it in your quarterback hands that you just paid this offseason and tell him to go take you somewhere? How you supposed to spin that?
Put some help over there with Driscoll after you see him get beat 3, 4, 5 plays in a row.
Do him throwing interceptions, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He got hit on the interception that he threw the second one. He got smashed because Driscoll didn't even stop the dude. He didn't even stop him. Jalen Hurts couldn't even move fast enough to get away because dude was there.
We talking about one play. We played 4 quarters.
That was a whole interception that got them a whole field goal. That's another point.
Still was in this game, and who the ball was? If the ball was in his hands at the end of that game, right?
Right.
With 2 minutes and 2 timeouts.
So all that shit that happened before all that, none of that mattered. The ball was in his hands to take us down there and win that game, right? And he threw an interception like it was blatant, bro. Boy was standing right there in his path. You could barely see the dude he was throwing to. That's how much he was in the throwing lane. And he threw it straight to him.
I was just watching the video. The dude that caught that interception when they was double teaming Dallas Goedert, dude that caught that interception, they said the coaching staff knew what was about to happen and told him, look, fake like you're blitzing and cover the tight end, and he caught the ball and took off. They already knew what we were about to do before we did it. Number one. Number two, I feel like this. I feel like that we should have never stopped running the ball. We should have still had that balanced offense when we were opening up the defense of the Jets with the passing game, and people were, especially AJ Brown, was getting into those spots. I think that's where we should have just kept running the ball because everything was opened up now. Once they became condensed again, that's when it became harder for us, and they waited too long because they were still thinking like, okay, well, Sauce Gardner is not there, DJ Reed is not there, and they lost another cornerback. Hey, we could pass on them all day. But that's not Jalen Hurts' game. You got to have a balanced game with him. You have to. This is what happened in the Super Bowl. This is what happened in all the big games that we had last season. Why sit up there and have him drop back 45 times and do dumb stuff like this? Now, he got 7 interceptions this year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could put some of the blame on Brian Johnson, but Jalen Hurts has to have the accountability because he's changing up the plays at the line. He's changing up these plays. So he needs to know, okay, this is where I'm gonna go. Don't stare somebody down because now they double team. He did that 4 times. He stared a person that was getting double teamed 4 times. Gainwell, Smitty. I could name a couple. So he needs
really
to.
Should have threw more than 3 interceptions. Y'all know that, right?
Right.
And don't forget the fumble.
Yeah, he really should have threw more than 3 interceptions.
Sure, that was Swift, right?
He threw in a double coverage on several different occasions.
What was Swift?
Some of them was dropped. Some of them was
that was the fumble.
No, I'm talking about Jalen's fumble. Was that Minnesota? Or week 1? I'm talking about the turnovers.
That was Minnesota.
I just want to say, we can admit, and I can admit, when my quarterback had a horrible fucking game, bro. That's all I'm saying. It was a horrible game. I'm not saying it was all his fault, because it wasn't. Like you said, when they got the ball on the 10-yard line, our defense could have stopped them and held them to 3. Okay. But they were stopping them all game. They basically beat us with field goals. These dudes is tired. They tired.
Mhm.
And like, all right, we're gonna let them score and we're gonna trust in our quarterback to go down there and get us a touchdown or something because, bro, that's what he's been doing his whole career.
My
So
thing is, it's never all on one person, but at the end of the day, we can't be on here talking about Dak Prescott this, Dak Prescott that. Dak Prescott has thrown the game away at the end or thrown the game away on the drive where they needed to win it. And the little boys always pointing their fingers at the play caller and pointing their fingers at somebody who did something in the second quarter. Your quarterback is the main man. Everything run around him. He got all that goddamn money, all them goddamn commercials. I'm watching you play like bougie, and then I gotta watch this Hulu got live sports commercial 20 times. I don't want to see that face right now. I don't want to see that face. I want to see that grin. I don't want to see them little gold hoops. I don't want to see none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got all you and like he said too, like it's on him. Like you the leader of the team. The ball is in your hands. You got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, you got Swift, you got Dallas Goedert, you got all them boys going up against backup cornerbacks. You got 2 timeouts and a minute and a half. And what do? Don't show up. It's other boys showing up. Them boys on defense show up. Kept putting the ball in your hands, and you didn't do nothing with it.
we didn't score a point in the second half of that game. Field goal,
No.
nothing. Point.
No.
Bro, all we needed was a touchdown, bro. For real, for real. All we needed was one touchdown, at least one touchdown. We would have been straight. The Jets could not score on us, bro. They could not put drives together on us. They always ended in field goals or punts. They could not put drives together on us. Our offense, I'm not
Crazy.
going to say Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to say Jalen Hurts. Our offense lost this game for us. Our
It was
offense,
crazy.
period, all together.
What's crazy? Yeah, they did. But what's crazy is that we could have had an extra touchdown if AJ Brown didn't slow down. If he didn't slow down, that would have been a touchdown.
No, I know what you're talking about. He
I know
came
what
off
you're
the
talking
line
about.
jogging, and then he tried to pick it up when he
Mhm.
seen the ball in there.
Right.
But AJ
Right.
always do that.
And
He a
then
lazy, he a
did he
lazy
catch
route
it on the
runner.
next play for a first down or like 2 plays after that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Devontae dropping a ball. Jake Smith, like the script guys was working hard.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like everything that could go wrong in the game went wrong in that game.
Mhm.
Everything. Crazy.
Exactly.
But and the crazy part is, I feel like we're a great team. We still had a chance to win that football game. So it's like, bro, my head not down at all. I'm just holding motherfuckers accountable, bro. Like for real, like
Yeah.
because we never supposed to lose to the Jets, especially not in the condition they was in. Now Sauce and DJ Reed, all them was out there, and they gave us a haul for a game and we lost. Well, not with 3 backups. They pulled 2 dudes out the practice squad because the other 2 backups was injured, and these dudes was locking our offense down. Bro, we supposed to have the best offense, one of the best offenses in the NFL. And then we got to go up against the Dolphins hurt next week, bro. I don't even really want to watch this game. That's how pissed off I am. Because I know it's going to be a whole lot of bull crap. And they coming to Philly. So it's like, yo,
Mhm.
they gotta get my confidence back for real. And I'm always the one that's like, no, bro, we gotta just no, bro, that was horrible. That was
Mhm.
hard. They put out there on that field yesterday, it was horrible, bro. Like horrible. I never want to see a game like that ever again.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and get to the playmakers because, whew, AJ Brown was the only good playmaker today. I'll just say it like that. The running backs, they was Jalen Hurts was 8 carries for 47 yards. Swift was 10 carries for 18 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. It is what it is. Running to the wide receivers, AJ Brown was 7 receiving for 131 yards. Devontae Smith 5 receiving for 44 yards. Goddard was 5 receiving for 42 yards. There you go. DeAndre Swift 8 receiving for 40 yards. So let's get to the playmakers. King, your grade for the playmakers.
AJ Brown gets an A+. You know, he's been the most consistent person on offense for us. You know, playmaker wise. Um, everybody else this game, I gotta go with wow. because the turnovers. You got to think about that. I got to go with a D. Pause. But you got to go with that. Because the fumble, Jalen Hurts. Basically looked like he was being careless. I felt like that one play that Smitty was just talking about when he got hit. I think that he should have just either held on to the ball because it was probably too late to see another down or something like that because we were driving. And for you to sit up there and just and Gainwell just watch the ball, didn't even become a defender. I and then the running game wasn't even there because Brian Johnson's play call, or Brian Johnson / Nick Sirianni, because we don't really know who makes the final decision right now. But yeah, I think that the running game could have been better. Could have handed the ball off a little bit more. Kenneth Gainwell should have got more involved. I'm still mad that Rashad Penny is always a healthy scratch. That's another story for another day. Devontae Smith dropping 2 passes. They got away from Olamide. I don't know why. Dallas Goedert is only good for tight end screens now. He's only good for that. And being able to catch the ball out of the backfield, try to make something happen. I don't know where that came from, but the offense became so predictable. So I got to give the playmakers a D, a grade of a D.
Go ahead, King. I mean, Smitty.
I'm gonna go with like the same thing like DV. I'm gonna go A+ on AJ Brown and a D for everybody else.
Mo?
It's strict in here today. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give AJ Brown an A. Of course, he's been getting an A all season. Everybody else gets an F.
Trigger?
I'm not even gonna lie, I can't even get AJ Brown an A. Like y'all said, it was a lot of times I seen AJ running lazy routes. I mean, not really fighting for the ball too. So it was like a sloppy day for our offense, period. So he getting camped into this grade too. I'm gonna have to give them all a D for real. Like as a whole, since we grading all the playmakers together, I'm gonna give them a D. Like I said, it looked good at first. We put up them points in the first half, and then the second half, it looked like an entirely different offense. And that's adjustments, man. Like I feel like Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator. For you to take that team and play one of the best teams in the NFL and get your young corners ready. Well, not young corners, but corners with like not a lot of experience, ready to play against AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard and all them dudes. Bro, you a great coach in my book. So I'm gonna give all of them a D as a whole.
Same. I'm gonna give them all a D as well because AJ Brown, I love you, but you gotta catch some of these balls as well. Same for Smitty. Same for Goddard. You gotta be better, man. All right, let's go ahead and get to the. And if you're wondering why we're giving all these guys bad grades, it's simple, Eagles Nation. We're holding our team accountable. We're holding them accountable. So we're holding them accountable. It is what it is. So let's get to the only good bright spot of this team, which is the defense side of the ball. Go ahead, King.
Well, you got to really do this in layers. You can't sit up there and grade them as a whole. Well, you can grade them as a whole, but in layers, man. The pass rush was there. I think we had about 5 sacks on Zach what you call it? Was Zach Wilson?
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Yep.
I think we had 5 sacks. Hassan Reddick was there. Sweat was there. Jordan
Brandon
Davis was
Graham.
there. Brandon Graham was there. But the secondary, man, look, if I'm Howie Roseman, man, I would have been on the phone like while the game was going on, bro. Like that was horrible. Josh Jobe should not be on the field. Terrell Edmonds, I don't even know what he was doing. Reed Blankenship had a good game until the blind hit from Alan Lazard, and that put him out. Roby got injured on tackling someone. Eli Ricks, I don't know if it was due to the field or anything, but he got hurt. I don't even know how long that's going to be. But overall, man, if I had to give a grade to the whole overall defense, it would be a C minus. Honestly, it would be a C minus, man. Between the 20s, they made Zach Wilson look like he was Aaron Rodgers. Yes, they did hold that team to 3 points from time to time, but at the same time, Zach Wilson is still Zach Wilson to me. I'm just going to keep it 100. I think that Zach Wilson should not even have had some type of chemistry with a Garrett Wilson, with Alan Lazard, with a Randall Cobb, or the tight end Azuma. It shouldn't have been no chemistry there, man. We should have been getting home. They got 3 young people on their offensive line. We should have just kept getting home. We should have. So that's why I said C minus. Between the secondary linebackers, N'Kobe Dean. We was talking about if he should play, if he should start, whatever like that. But in the beginning he started out rusty, but then he started to pick it up. As the game went on. The linebackers wasn't really a factor. I was so pissed off at Nicholas Morrow because it was so many times that he could have made a play and he allowed the blocker to, just take him out of the whole play. So yeah, the C minus is going to stick.
Yep. Go ahead, Smitty.
I think we played a very well, decent type of defensive game. Probably go with like a C, solid C. I'm gonna go just a straight C. I think we could have did some things better, but it is what it is at this point. So I'm gonna go with like a C.
Yep. Go ahead, Troy.
I'm gonna go with a C plus. I feel like Smitty said, we could have did some stuff better. We could have, the pass rush could have been a little bit better and stuff like that. Because Zach Wilson kind of was carving us up, especially in the second half of that game. But it didn't really result to touchdowns. So they held up. It looked bend but don't break for the most part. But they held up. They kept us in this football game, man. And in positions where I felt like we shouldn't even been in it. Like the Jets should have scored way more points than they did. And the defense held up. They did what they were supposed to do. They basically kept us in this football game. So I'm gonna give them a C plus, B minus.
Moan?
I'm gonna give the defense a B. I feel like the defense the whole game kept us in the game, kept putting the ball back in Jalen Hurts' hands, unfortunately for us. But they kept us in the game. They held them. The field goals, turnovers could have been so much more costly, could have turned into way more points. They held them up on most of the turnovers, 3 and outs. Especially with all the injuries going into the game that we had on defense, that we had to make adjustments for, and then the injuries that happened in game with Bradley Roby, Reed, Blankenship. So having to make those adjustments on the fly, and the defense still stood strong. So I'm gonna give them a B. Only reason why I'm not giving them an A is because unfortunately we needed the defense to get us some points this game because the offense wasn't doing shit. And I know that's a lot to ask from this defense, given the fact that they were so injured. But if we could have just got some points from the defense, the game could have been different.
Yep. I'm giving the defense a C plus. They did all they could to win this game. But it is what it is on the defense side of the ball. So let's go ahead coaching. I'm gonna go first with this one. Brian Johnson, big fat F. Big fat F. I said it multiple times and I'm gonna say it again. Don't ever do that play call ever again. My quarterback should not have no 7 interceptions. Period. I don't care whose fault it was. He should not have 7 picks. That's unacceptable. So rip that game plan of yours to shreds. Number one. Number two, stop running my quarterback. I get that's his strength. But jeez Louise, 15 times? Y'all crazy. You got DeAndre Swift. Use him. Why did we got him for? Use Swift. Put your playmakers in the best position to succeed. All these drops, man. I miss Shane Steichen. I wish he would stay, but I get why he can't. Stop this, Brian Johnson. You're getting on my nerves. Really. Now, defensively, Sean Desai, B- C+ for you. You did all you could. You did all you could to save us this game, but you know it is what it is for you. It's an incomplete with Nick Sirianni because he's the head coach. But all in all, Brian Johnson, if you do this play call one more time, I'm not going to say, I'm not the type of guy that says on week 7, fire that coach. I'm not that guy. I'll never be that guy. But if you call a bad game plan versus the Dolphins, we need to talk. We need to talk. So go ahead, King.
Coaches in the way that they call him plays and everything like that. I think that we've been talking about it all season so far. You know, like we all said, we could have been 2-3 going into this game. We could have been 3-2, 4-1, whatever. It was games that was too close because of the offense. And it was some on the defense, but it was some on the offense to the point where, we got to pick it up. We got to mix it up. And it seems like he was trying to do it in the beginning, and Brian Johnson, Smitty did point out on Sunday that he did that play where as though that he did a fake handoff and then threw the ball to Boston Scott for Boston Scott to actually, run, get a first down. He was trying to mix up some plays, catch them off guard. But a team like the Jets, especially wounded to the point where they didn't have their main guys, like I felt like you had to simplify it. You just got to keep it simple. And he didn't do that. Yes, we were 2 or 3 in the red zone, but how many times did we actually have a chance to go into the red zone with interceptions and fumbles, things like that? Now, I don't agree with you, Cool Cat, that because he drop passes and stuff like that, because that's not on him.
Right, I know.
That's on the personnel.
Yeah, I know.
That's on the personnel.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not that type of person. But I got a keen, clean microscope on Brian Johnson right now, because I feel like that he had.
The only reason why I'm saying I'm not the person to call for his job right now because it's week 6. If you continue this trend because again, we got the Dolphins coming up, we got the Cowboys in 2 weeks, then we got our 5. Ooh, then we got the Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again, and Seahawks. If you do that play call against any of those teams, then I'm going to say it.
But Cool Cat, we peeped Jonathan Gannon week 3 in his first year, and he ain't changed.
Yeah.
Get that mother sucker out of town.
Yeah. Because you're gonna do it against, because you're right. He's gonna be doing it against the Dolphins. You're gonna do it against the Cowboys.
This is a grown man we talking about. Brian Johnson been around football his whole life. He know what he doing. He ain't changing. It's
a different level of competition, though, Mom.
Okay, so Jonathan Gannon, we waited and waited and waited, and it got to the Super Bowl. He was the same dude for week 3 against the little boys.
I mean, he played bad, but I mean, I give Brian Johnson a little bit. At least Jonathan Gannon had bad habits already coming out of damn team.
But I'm not waiting around. We got too much talent to be waiting around and hoping. This is a team that's supposed to be winning the Super Bowl. We're not experimenting. This is not a team where our goal is just to make the playoffs and we can rebuild and thug it out like we did when Gannon and Shane came. We were rebuilding. New quarterback, young offense, rebuild. This supposed to be a Super Bowl team. Just gambling and waiting and hoping he catch on by what? Week what?
So would you prefer Nick Sirianni call the plays?
I feel like Nick Sirianni got his hand in this too, because in the press conference today, Nick Sirianni was like, one of them interceptions was on him. He gonna take accountability for that. So I feel like it's a little bit of both of them.
It seemed more like Nick Sirianni offense. If you really want to be serious with me.
Yeah, but go ahead, King. You were saying?
Brian Johnson it should be on the hot seat, because if a guy that did not want to do any play calling or anything like that has to step in and do play calling, you're doing something wrong. And I think, just this my hypothesis that the comfortability with Jalen Hurts and Brian Johnson, because they have that connection and everything like that, on top of the type of play calling that Brian Johnson does, is not transferring to the NFL or with this team, the talented team. This is why we're so frustrated, because this team is so talented to the point where you can't go no wrong place. You can't. You got Dallas Goedert, you got Swift in the back, you got one of the best, if not the best, offensive line, and then on top of that, you got AJ Brown, you got Smitty, you got Alameda. So why we can't move the ball? Did we only score 14 points this last game? Why is it to the point where we keep saying run the ball, don't get away from the run? Why you keep doing quarterback draws? Why are we dead last or almost last in red zone offense? His response when somebody asked him about the red zone offense was, it's a different game down there. All you got to do is simplify it with this talent, though. The talent can get you there, man. We didn't have this issue last year. We didn't. But now this issue arises, and they trying to have Jalen Hurts bail him out with his legs. That's what happens. So anyway, Brian Johnson gets a F off the rip. If I could give him a lower grade, I would. A F. And he's on a high.
Give him an incomplete. Give him his paper back. Don't even grade that paper.
And as far as Sean Desai, I'm gonna give Sean Desai a C. I don't feel like he did enough, because when they needed that play to keep the ball rolling, it almost felt like the Washington game, where as though that they always got that third down. They always got something. But it was between the 20s. He was the man in the red zone. He was the man for them not to be able to score. Between those 20s, that's where I'm grading him at. So I'm gonna give him a C. Special teams, yeah, that's an incomplete. I can't do Michael. I can't. So yeah, overall, man, yeah, the coaching staff get a D+ for me.
Yeah, go ahead, Smitty.
I'm gonna give him a C-. I think it was a collective fuck up all the way around the board, and they got to do better the next game, or we're gonna lose another one. So I'm just giving him a C-.
Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
I'm gonna give Sean Desai a B+. I'm gonna give Brian Johnson. Give him a B.
Yep. Go ahead, Trey.
All right, so I've been listening to y'all, and I'm trying to figure out, right, because I feel like we all gotta I don't really know how to say it, but we always do this.
We gotta relax. We gotta relax.
No, not even relax. I'm just saying, how we talking about Brian Johnson right now. I feel like if we gonna give Hurts a pass for that game, we kind of give him one too. It's like, bro, I don't feel like the play calling was as horrible as y'all talking about. If you really look at what the Jets was doing on defense, their game plan was to come in and stop the run from the rip, stop Jalen Hurts from running, stop Swift from going off, And if they beat us with the pass, they beat us with it. I don't know if y'all was watching it, but the linebackers was damn near playing 3.5 yards off the line on every play. They not gonna run the football on us. We're gonna force them to pass this football. And we had a lot of good concepts that we didn't hit on. Like, that's not Brian Johnson's fault. That's not his fault, bro. Like, to be honest, it's poor execution. He not on the field actually throwing the football to receivers. It's poor execution. I mean, a lot of this stuff that's been in the red zone, been poor execution. It's been good plays set up. It just been poor execution. And maybe that's them learning the offense and really getting comfortable with it, because it is a new offensive coordinator, and it's kind of Brian Johnson going through growing pains. Really, like, bro, I don't think it's as horrible like calling for this man's job. I don't think we at that point right now. We're not at that point right now. He's growing, just like Steichen and all them dudes was growing their first year. And then the next year they came back and took us to the Super Bowl. We want him to do it more on the fly, but at the end of the day, he's still a rookie offensive coordinator. He's gonna have games like that. He's gonna have games like that. But I feel like us calling for his job, that's crazy to me.
I'm not
calling for his job.
Yeah, nobody's calling for his job. It's more so I got a
Speak for
microscope on
yourself.
him. Yeah, I'm not calling for his job because I just got a microscope on him. Because at the end of the day, I already know they're not going to let him go off of one game. We're 5-1. It's not like, we dropped 4 games and now, you got to talk about it. But if it's on him. But I'm just saying that the play calling for me, I think that, just like, for the people that got children, if your child's on the top of the steps and you telling them to hold on to the banister and walk down, and they don't use the right mechanics and they fall down the steps, something happens, right? No, you need to adjust it to try to teach them or try to get them back on track to holding on to the railing to get back down the steps. I felt like that, when the offense is struggling, Brian Johnson do not know how to do that like Shane Steichen last year. It was times when our offense will struggle for a short period of time, and then Shane Steichen will put us right back on track to the point where Jalen Hurts would lead us to a score. For instance, the Jacksonville Jaguars game, or how the end of the Cardinals game. I felt like that Shane Steichen play calling helped with that, and Jalen Hurts was more comfortable with that. Right now, on the fly, not even on the fly, but just Brian Johnson not being able to do the correct play callers is making Hurts look uncomfortable, and you can tell that that's what's happening. I'm not giving Hurts a pass on anything. He was shitty. He was shitty as hell. But so was Brian Johnson's play calling after those first couple drives. And it could have been because Jalen Hurts kept the play alive to the point where he used his muscle, he used his legs, and got A.J. Brown the ball. But besides that, you had the drops and everything like that. You got to be able to get your guys be able to fill the ball, just like we play basketball. You got to fill the ball. You got to shoot and see it go in for you to be like, all right, I got the next shot. Same as a receiver, same as a tight end. You got to see them catch the ball. They got to catch the ball, even if it's a short 2 yards, like they did with Smitty when it was 3rd and 10, and he got 2 yards. He probably could have caught the pass for 4th and 8, but you had to scheme him correctly. And I think that Brian Johnson has to do way better doing that. That's why I said it's just a keen microscope on him. Because I felt like that he should have picked something up from Shane Steichen, especially being a QB coach last season. But if he knew that he was going to be up for that job.
But also, you also can't execute plays when your quarterback leaving the pocket 2 seconds and is a clean pocket. You can't do that either. That fucked the whole play up too. Y'all ain't look at that either. Because it was a lot of times. Why?
Because Driscoll got in because Lane Johnson he's not comfortable.
It was a lot of times it ain't had nothing to do with Driscoll, bro. It was that clock in Jalen Hurts' head. He might have because he was getting hit all day. Could have been. And be honest, he wasn't even really getting hit all day. He was running a lot because it it was pressure, but he wasn't even really getting hit all day. There's a lot of times he could have stood in there and delivered a pass, and he didn't do it. It was a lot of factors to this game. It wasn't just Brian Johnson. So like I said, us calling for that dude job is like crazy to me. Like, because next week we could come out and put up 40 points, and now everybody gonna be like, oh man, bro, it's a week by week league. I don't feel like he's been coaching the game that horrible. And we've still been constantly putting up 25, 30 points a game. So, bro, like, it's all growing. It's all growing. I feel like we're going to be straight, bro. I feel like we're going to be straight.
Yeah. Well, yay. Let's hope Brian Johnson learned from this. I'm not calling for his job. I'm not like that. I mean, it's week 5. It's week 6. It's week 7, and I'm not calling for his job yet. Besides, we're 5-1. I mean, if we was anything lower than that, then I would say different. But we're 5-1, so I ain't calling for his job. So let's get on to this game versus the Miami Dolphins. King, what you got? What we doing in the prediction?
First thing first, Mozart, the running back. We got to continue to stop the run. Continue to stop the run. Our cornerbacks, especially if God willing, Slade comes back. We're not gonna press. We're gonna play back. Avoid the big plays. I already know how the game plan is gonna go. We gotta watch the middle of the field. I don't know what personnel we're gonna have out there. Honestly, man, we won't know anything until after Wednesday. Hopefully we get Jalen Carter back so he could disrupt the middle. He could disrupt the middle and get Tua basically out of rhythm with his guys. It's a week to week lead, like Trey said, and it's all about the personnel and the matchups. Is any given Sunday, so you never know. At the end of the day, I'm looking forward to our offense to step up after this horrific game, man. Offense has to be better, especially because we're going against not the best offense in the league right now. So we got to be able to, keep up, and not have our defense doing all that, because that's a hard task, especially with this fast offense. And then they talking about putting Claypool at tight end, like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. And if they play like they did last week, man, it's gonna be a lot of boos at the link. I'm telling you that now, man. And especially because that's Kelly Green night. And you gotta show up. You gotta show up. So I just think we gotta go out there and play Eagles football. I want us to see, if you're gonna beat us playing Eagles football. I don't want to see us playing that. I don't want to see us playing that way. I want to see us playing how we was playing last year. And yes, you can't blame the coaches all the time. You can blame the personnel, because the personnel out there has to execute at the end of the day. They got to do better, and it's good to see that everybody held each other accountable after the loss. But how you gonna respond on the field? How you gonna do it on the field? Everybody has to be doing their job. Ball security has to be at a high point. I know they practice that, but yeah, we got to basically get back to taking care of the football. You talking about score prediction, man?
Yeah.
This is going to be close, but I'm always going to root for the home team. I'm gonna say 31-27 Eagles.
Yep. Smitty?
Score prediction.
And preview. Preview the Dolphins as well.
They're more of a timing based offense. They're gonna be trying to get at us quick. We got to play a little bit more of that press coverage defense. Get two out the pocket, get him off the spot. Don't let him operate from inside a clean pocket. Run the ball. 28-24 Eagles.
Mo?
Obviously, hopefully we get some dogs back. Jalen Carter, Slay, Reed. We need some dogs on defense. We need some dogs on defense back. We need the linebackers to step up. Jalen, this is a chance for if we wiping the slate clean and forgetting yesterday, forgetting week 5, week 4, week 3, week 2, week 1, and this is just 1 week at a time. This is a chance for us to make a statement against a legitimate threat to go to the Super Bowl. So we have to come out in this game. On paper, this is our toughest matchup of the season. We thought in our mind we were coming into this game 6-0. And this game was supposed to be our biggest test. So we have to answer the test this week. Offense has to make a statement. Jalen has to make a statement. Defense has to make a statement. So I feel like we need to get this. See us winning 35-24.
Trey?
All right, so I've been watching this Miami offense like week to week, and I think it's more of the players than the actual, because they kind of run like a college style offense. And like if you're watching it, there's a lot of screens, double screens, reverses. I mean, lining up Tyreek Hill in the backfield. I mean, creating back matchups and shit like that, which your offensive coordinator is supposed to do. I feel like we need to. And if you really want to see Brian Johnson advance, we got the dogs to really kind of run an offense like skink like that, where we moving players around and stuff. So they do a good job of moving their playmakers around, getting bad matchups. I mean, and exploiting them. The key to this game, like the moral of the story, you gotta hit Tua Tagovailoa. You can't let him sit back there all day. You cannot let the dude sit back there all day, because now you got Waddle running around the field. You got Tyreek Hill running around the field. Mostert coming out the backfield. He's a threat. The dude is like got world class speed. It's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, no matter how you. And I'm not even going to be mad at the defense, because this is a high power offense. You got to kind of contain them. Everybody went up against, not named Josh Allen and the Bills, they really put up 35, 40 points on them dudes. So, I mean, it's a high-powered offense. You're going to have to score points this week. We can't have drives stalling out with 3. We're going to have to put it in the pine. And we're going to have to take chances. We're going to have to take chances. You get a Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown lined up one-on-one. You got to throw that football, bro, and give your playmaker a chance to play. That's the only way you're going to win this game. We can't keep constantly giving them the football back like we was doing the Jets. Because the Jets wasn't really in a position to hurt us. The Dolphins will be. They will be, though. So, I mean, it's a good thing this game in the link. We're going to have our home fans there. And, I mean, we're going to have the crowd noise, the energy from the link. So, I mean, I feel like we can beat this football team, bro. If our pass rush come into play, you can't be scared to take chances. Tyreek Hill and them going to beat you on plays. They're going to beat you on plays. Just be there to rally, tackle. Don't let them use their speed to their advantage. I'm saying the Eagles win this game. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 31-28 Eagles.
For me, it's 31-27 Eagles. I need Jalen Hurts in the worst way. A.J. Brown continue to do what you do, but Smitty, Goddard, Swift, Jalen, y'all gotta step up. Dak Driscoll, if you're taking the spot for Lane because he hurt, I need you. Defense, you gotta. I'm praying for Slay and Carter to play in this game, because we gotta get our hands on Tua. We gotta get our hands on Tua. I said 31-27. We win this game. We get back on track. Let's win us a ball game, y'all. Let's win us a ball game. And we got to win this game because after this game, it won't be easy because we got a tough road ahead of us. So we got to win this game. So let's go ahead and give our final thoughts before we wrap up the show. Moan, we'll start with you, sis.
Like I said, it's a war we going through. We're gonna lose some battles. We're gonna lose some soldiers. But at the end of the day, we gotta keep fighting in this war. We already signed up as super fan troops. So we riding and dying for this team. We going through it with them. I'm ready to go. I done licked my wounds all last night. Bandaged up my wounds, bandaged up my heart, full of bandages, ready to fight another day.
Did you take any therapy after this game? After that game?
Whew, this is my therapy, you know.
Salute to you, sis. Go ahead, Trey.
All right, so me knowing the type of quarterback we have, Jalen Hurts gonna come out and ball in this game, bro. He gonna come out and ball. He got something to prove. He hear all the whispers around Philadelphia. He know he played a horrible game this week. I mean, every time Jalen Hurts played a horrible game, he always responded the next week. Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
He always responded the next week. He always came back. He looked like a different player. So I don't expect nothing less from the dude. He gonna come with his A game. I feel like our defense is gonna be jacked up because I mean they did play well, and we should have Slayback and Carter. They said it wasn't really looking like it was gonna be long-term injuries. So hopefully we had those dudes back. And I mean we come into this game kinda healthy. Hopefully Lane back. I mean he's playing at. I'll take Lane Johnson at 75-80%. Over any right guard in the league. So, I mean, hopefully Lane back and he could, I mean, be ready for this game. And I mean, Hassan Reddick's starting to come on now, bro. So you know what the dude did last year. So I'm still hype. I'm still optimistic. It's just like, man, like I said, we can't put another performance out there like that, especially against this team we playing this week. We will get embarrassed and walked out of our home field with boos. They might start throwing stuff. So. I mean, listen, the Eagles can't do nothing but respond after that game. And I feel like they're going to respond well. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Damn right. Go ahead, Smitty.
I mean, just don't panic. I mean, I think it's gonna get better. Every year you're gonna have one of those games where it just don't look good. I think this week, you know, knowing that they came into the locker room and was able to talk to each other and really put it on the countertop. You know what I'm saying? So I think now things are gonna be a little bit better. And we could beat them, bro.
For sure.
I think we just got to run the ball and hold the ball like we did the first drive of the Jets game. We get a dub, man. We beat them. They shouldn't even have all the possessions. Shit aggravating, but I think we're gonna be all right, man. Preparing for the Dolphins, man.
And keep in mind also, the Carolina Panthers was up 14-0 on the Dolphins. Then they start turning the ball over. That's how the Dolphins really start. I mean, they really got back in that game and ran away with it. But the Carolina Panthers is not as good as our offense as we is. So I feel like we could put up points on these dudes. So like I said, y'all just be optimistic. We're gonna be straight.
Yep.
Yeah, Adam Thielen had a crazy game against them. No lie.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, King.
So last year, right? Last year we lost against the Washington Commanders. We had 4 turnovers. This year we lost against the Jets. We had 4 turnovers. And then what happened after that? You know what I'm saying? So for the Eagles fans that say, you know, Jalen Hurts is not who we thought he was, I had fans basically saying that, you know, this team ain't what they were last year or whatever like that. First of all, you can't compare the two. That was a tremendous personnel that we had. You know, it was. Now we got to work with what we got. I feel like that this Eagles team could beat the Miami Dolphins. I think the Miami Dolphins has weaknesses that a lot of people are not exploiting, but they're just looking at their high power offense and basically saying, how do you stop everybody? You can contain people. You can't stop everybody. But at the same time, you got to hit the source. The source is Tua. You got to get home. You have to. Hassan Reddick got to show up at home. Um, Hopefully Milton Williams is okay. Um, Jalen Carter, he needs to come back. Josh Sweat still got to, be Josh Sweat. Jordan Davis is playing a major role in being a run stopper slash, a pass rusher. BG when he gets games, I don't want to see Derek Barnett out of shape. He looked out of shape. I'm the only one that thought that he looked out of shape. He looked out of shape. He looked out of shape. To the point where the Jets offensive line was making fun of him. I don't want to see him out there. I need to see more Nolan Smith. We got personnel. We just got to use them correctly. That's what I'm saying. We got to use them correctly. As far as the weaknesses of the Dolphins, man, we just got to exploit that on offense. If it's a secondary, man, we got to get that out and then but never get away from the running game. The running game has to be the nucleus of how this offense is going to run. And it's not the running game with just Jalen Hurts taking 15 carries. We got running backs that can actually, make something happen. Smitty brought it to my attention on Sunday that Kenneth Gainwell had the best run of the night when they was, dragging his undershirt. They was dragging his undershirt and he fought hard for those 10 yards to get that first down. We need more running like that. The Eagles can easily win this game. It's not to the point where it's a high power offense, so we need to be a little nervous or that. We right there with them. I know a lot of people are nervous about this tough schedule that's coming up. But regardless of how they looked on this loss and how the coaching staff look and everything like that, I still believe that we'll be all right throughout this schedule. But we got to take this one game at a time, and we can't play with our food. We got to finish the plate, and that's all. That's all to it. So it's always fly Eagles fly, and I'm rocking with Jalen Hurts regardless if we win, lose, or draw. Rocking with the Eagles, win, lose, or draw, and the coaching staff. Until we got to make a change. If we got to make a change, then look, now I'm scouting coaches that we can possibly get. But when we hit that point, until we hit that point, Brian Johnson's our OC, and Short Size our DC. Michael Clay is our special teams coach, and we got to rock with these guys until they like, we can't take no more because we got these aspirations and we got this standard here in Philly, and that's what it got to be.
And for me, I will ride and die with this team until the wheels fall off. I will ride and die with Jalen Hurts until the wheels fall off. If y'all don't want to, take off your gear now, because I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving. I ain't going nowhere. 10 toes down. This team right here, Jalen Hurts. Real simple. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You're going to have to respect it. We ain't going nowhere. We got a tough road. As long as I got Jalen freaking Hurts in this team, I'm going to be all right. So let's get our act together. Let's get in the film room. Let's get in the weight room. Let's get on the practice field. Let's get to this game versus the Dolphins. This is the first Kelly Green game of the season. I need a dub. I need a dang dub. You can beat the Dolphins. So let's beat the Dolphins and let's go 6-1. And with that, guys, thank y'all for watching.
Go Phillies.
Exactly. Go Phillies. Go Chargers. For King DV, for Smitty, for Moan, for Trigger, it's your boy Mizzy Miss Kukek on YouTube representing the Birds. Thank y'all for watching. Forever Fly Eagles Fly. Lights out.